This has not happened in a long time, but it is finally that time again. The first clips are already missing again. Fun, fun, fun! Hey, and welcome to this video. My name is Nina, and in today's video we are going to be transitioning the lost city slash, I guess, tiered fisherman's village, what we dubbed it when we worked on it on stream, and we're gonna transition that over and down onto the beach. So without further ado, let's just hop right into it. So the only thing that you missed really was me placing down some custom designs, and you have seen me do that quite a few times if you've been around for a while, so I guess it's fine. So let's actually just jump right into it. This is going to be a fairly quick build, in my terms at least, because it's only going to be about like 14 minutes, I guess, and we are going to be working on this little transitional strip of land that we have. It's like this awkward space, and I really didn't know what to do, but I thought it would be nice to maybe just have like an actual transition area to bring this tiered neighborhood that we have worked on before and is still not finished over and near the beach. And I also wanted to kind of maybe work on a little bit of a trash beach, because I've seen so many people do that, and it's such a fun idea because you can basically just use any item and just work on these tiny little groups of items, which also, if you've been around for a little bit, you know that that's one of my favorite parts of this game. I just love grouping items together and like playing around with shapes and sizes and colors, and I just really felt like doing that, so I did that. So in the first few minutes you will basically just see me tweak around these little buildings that we have to the side here. So I wanted these to really feel like the sidings of buildings and not just a bare cliff. So I was really struggling to kind of make that feel realistic in a way and still interesting, which is not really easy most of the time, because I feel like if you want to make it feel quite realistic, you have to have like different custom designs on the simple panels and different kind of roof styles, but that's not too easy because you're so limited in items. But I really like how this turns out in the end, and it's still very overgrown and like very kind of random with my random item placement. And we're also going to be working a little bit on the beach, which is honestly one of my favorite parts of this build, and it's not one of those builds that will look very great in like a picture or anything, just because it is like kind of behind my rep's house, and it's also like, again, in this very awkward space, so I really didn't know what to do with it. But again, I really like how it turned out, you know. I also still apologize. My voice, I feel like I keep repeating myself, so I'm not gonna say anything else, but my voice is still a bit strange, so please excuse me while I mumble in my kind of froggy sounding voice, whatever that means. Yeah, and there's also a lot of pondering. I try to cut out most of it, but sometimes I feel like I miss stuff. So don't mind me pondering from time to time. Again, this was one of those builds where I just really let everything just come to me naturally, and I had no real plan. I just knew that I wanted to have a trash beach, which was like my initial thing, and I thought that I would maybe build some containers, but it moved into this like city side thing that we have. I don't know, like the fringes of the city, I guess. But again, still very, very happy with it. And then down here, I just kind of wanted to create some like tiny little fake building looking things. So I played around with like different constellations, can you say that? Like different stalls and like the way I grouped them together. But in the end, I just went with like one stall, and I think I will put a loft bed behind it, and then another stall around it, and like some simple panels and stuff. So I really like how that turned out, and I really wanted to use that like what is it called? I want to say like a portable toilet, but that's not the word.
Dixie Claw.
I can't think of it. It's a portable toilet, my guys. You can just plop it in your little pocket like you can in Animal Crossing. You can carry it around with you, you know? It's like a diaper, but like for adult people. That doesn't make any sense. I will move on from that. What's going on with me? I can't tell you. Yeah, so fake building, and I also wanted to have some other like taller items to really give this beach some height, because there's like so much height to the right side of it because we have the cliff and like then also some buildings on top of the cliff. So I really wanted to have this like kind of fade out into the beach, the city area. And I tried to just group together this like little building, and then later we will also be adding like some barrels around, oil barrels, and also what is it called, like this locker, this upright locker I think it's called, to also just add another element that I haven't used before. And I really like that item for the beach. I don't know why, it doesn't make any sense on the beach, but again, you know, it doesn't have to make sense. As Kato said, aesthetic over function, you guys. Yeah, I feel like my voiceover does also not make much sense, but it doesn't have to make sense, right? Yeah, okay. Also, I'm still not sure. Maybe let me know what you think about that, like, kind of window, or also it kind of looks like torn paper to me. Like that building that you see peek through sometimes on the right side. It's like this huge building that we also put behind Walker's house if you have been to stream for that, but I don't know how I feel about it. I kind of want to change it, but I also really like it. So maybe let me know what you think about that custom design, because I don't know, maybe it should be like a more stony design or something else. I really can't tell, but I yeah. So back to what I'm actually doing right now. So I really wanted to also incorporate like a kind of businessy, like more fancy looking type of item somewhere around here. And I also really wanted to incorporate that like office chair, I think it's called, that I put there somewhere on the island. And I felt like this would be the perfect spot for it. I also don't know why again, but I really think that it looks really cute. So that's what we did. And then I also went back up this cliff and added a little TV that we're not going to turn on, unfortunately. I would like to turn like all these cute little illuminated items on, but that would not really fit the abandoned aesthetic, you know, because there is probably no electricity left for the TV to be still running, you know, so unfortunately that's not gonna happen. I think it still looks really cute, you know. And I also tried to play around with these barrels and like really use them to balance all the color, because there is a lot of blues and greens in this build, which I really like, because those are like the main colors that we use for this island, and I obviously needed to bring them in here. And I really like how I managed to balance them with the barrels, because they come in like these beautiful shades of blue, and I just think it looks very nice. And then I just went ahead and did my usual, you know, flower placement little thingamajig, and still not sure if we should have like blue flowers throughout the entire city, because as of right now we are only using them for like the more elevated parts, and elevated in like a kind of chic way. So in the kind of statue garden, I think I dubbed it the Park Plaza build, and like around the abandoned chapel and behind rest services, because that's supposed to be like a kind of artificial looking garden. But I'm still not sure, because we have so many and I kind of want to use them, and I also really don't want to get rid of them, because I feel like we will use them for the next island as well. I don't know, I've just really fallen in love with the blue, and I don't see it like on too many islands, because I feel like the most creators use like warm colored flowers, and I love that. But since I see it so often, I kind of don't want to do that myself, because I feel like everything has been done with it, or like I have only ever used warm colored flowers before this and the previous island. I've never ever used like colder tones, so I feel like I've just really fallen in love with that, and I just can't stop using them. And it also just goes so well with like all the nature elements, that like all the colors that appear in the Animal Crossing nature. So like with the oceans and the rivers, the lakes, and And then the greens go obviously perfectly with everything that is plant related in this game, obviously.
Obviously.
Oh my lord. But back to the build now. I really thought that this little, I don't even know what it's called. Is it like the ironwood cupboard, I want to say? I really thought that this would be like a nice item to use for like a simple panel build, but I really couldn't make it work. And it just looked really weird because it had like this awkward gap in between the stall and the cupboard. So I eventually moved on from that. I will now, you know, do my usual break up the pathing stuff, and we will come back to it later. And again, like, I didn't really have a linear process with this. It was basically just me going in, picking up items, placing some down, then leaving the area again to think about it some more while planting flowers randomly, you know, to take my mind off of things and stuff like that. And yeah, then I had the final idea for this, and I really like it. And this was inspired by a store that I saw on Liz the Lass's trash iteration. I think it was the only one actually of Beep Beep, when it still was like a decorated island. Because she had like this cardboard box looking stall, and I really liked that when I watched her tour. And I also really like the trash beach. So this is where a few of these inspirations came from. So if you want to go check that out, I will leave a link to her channel down below, even though I don't think that I will need to do that because she is awesome and probably all of you guys know her. So yeah, I will stop gushing and fangirling now, and we will go back to the build again. I feel like I have left this build mentally so many times during this build. It's actually phenomenal, given the fact that this is like such a short little build. But what can you do? You know, the mind runs wild when it wants to run wild. What can I take? What? Yeah, I will also come back to the English language now, because apparently that's also something that is very difficult for me today, which is lovely. High quality content coming your way all the time, never failing. I know that. Yeah, and then back here, we will not really finish that little nook that you see. Like, I carved out this little cliff behind the building, like the really tall building with the kind of torn paper looking custom designs, because I'm still not sure what the city behind it will look like, and I kind of want to keep my options open with that. So I didn't really decorate it, and you will only ever really be able to see it from up above anyway. So I feel like it is more important for it to go with what is above and not right where we're working on right now. So I kind of left that undecorated for now. And then we are nearing the end of the build already. So I just really sprinkled in some more finishing touches and like grouped some more tiny items together, because it was a lot of going back and forth. And yeah, but I really like how it turned out in the end. And I feel like this is a very nice transition area, and I didn't expect it to go that well. And again, that was like a very awkward strip of land. So I'm kind of proud of myself for creating something like this. I really like how it turned out. And yeah, so again, I then just finalized the build, and yeah, then that was actually finally it. I'm going to leave you now with a montage of the finished product. If you enjoyed this video, I would very, very much appreciate it if you like, and subscribe to the channel if you like. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself. Until next time, and bye-bye.